You could change the world. Have you ever thought about that? Or did you have that thought maybe when you were younger? I think a lot of us did think, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to make it better. But then what do you do when you discover that that is possible? That maybe you have something that could change the world or at least impact it. And I was thinking about that last night and remembering that today is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. And I said, oh yeah, he changed the world. We're never done with how the world changes because we're always in a state of evolving. And but we each will affect that change in terms of how the world turns out if we believe that we can change the world. And I happen to believe I can do that, and that's what I'm up to now. So then I thought about that last night, and then I get up this morning and I find a message that I was given 4 years ago on this date. And as odd as this is, I've been given guidance on specific days over time. We evolve in our consciousness. We do it over time. All of us. It's linear time that we have to use. But when I receive messages, cosmic messages, they are not limited to this time. But however, I'm given certain messages on specific days because then it causes us to awaken. It causes us to remember that part of us that is connected to God, to source, to all that is. And we need that remembrance because as we can see now, our world isn't remembering that because we're going through a big change. And this is what I've been talking about. But let's read the message together because I have not gone through it, but this will be fun. And it is this. You are afraid of the light. We brought Roger to this quote from Plato this morning, and we will explain why. The full quote is, you can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark, but the real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. We were going to begin with the premise that there are no coincidences, accidental events that occur in your life. If you do not know this or come to believe it, you become a victim in your life rather than a victor. We can be poetic at times. Here is the story. Yesterday, Roger met with his friends that we mentioned he hadn't seen in years. Because of this, they wanted to know about his life's journey. Roger joked and said, I will give you the Cliff Notes or a consolidated version. As he did so, even he couldn't believe all the experiences of every shape, manner, or form. When he returned home, he needed to finish a biography of sorts for the group with which he is working. At first, he sent his work in career history and then they asked for his accomplishment. Now, these two experiences strung together caused him to recognize that he had been afraid of the light. Roger said, I could have had this life, I couldn't have had this life unless I was meant to something to do something meaningful with it. That's wow, that's fascinating. Okay. Then last night, a friend asked for an energy healing session as they were in excruciating pain. Roger knew he could accomplish this, but had been afraid to practice it more. He did it brilliantly. Then this morning, he picked up his program, which he began creating more than 4 years ago and has yet to complete. Roger discovered there everything we have given him, which could aid so many others if he would stop being afraid of the light. That last sentence is meant for all of you without exception. Oh, we almost forgot. It is not accidental that he and you are receiving this message on this day. Figure it out. Well, I guess we figured it out. It was on January 15th, 2020, which again is Martin Luther King's birthday. And today we happen to also in the United States, we're celebrating that as a holiday. And he represented the change that we're all moving through. And the change that I want to bring to the world is causing more people to understand their perfection, understand why they're in the world, and how they can love themselves more. And that is all the work that I'm doing. And it was challenging for me to accept that, as it is challenging for each of us to accept the gifts that are within us that only become revealed when we decide to do a journey into self-discovery. And that's all the work that I'm doing now. And you'll hear much more about that. But I just wanted to give you this video, this message today, because maybe we'll all pay attention and start to go within and figuring out that we are the people who can change the world. And first, we have to do it by deciding to change ourselves. I love you all so much, and I'll see you soon.